pop, rock and roll, all in one station, mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas, 91.1 FM, The Boss.
The program presented are submitted by members of our community and are a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNLY 91.1 FM and its affiliates.
Good morning, and God bless you. We are having a fabulous Friday here at KNLY 91.1 The Boss. I am your host, Orlando Daniels, of Today's Entrepreneur. And once again, I'm always excited about the guests that God allows us to align ourselves with, where we not just only bring them on and introduce what they're doing in the community, but also forging and building those relationships. So I have the pleasure of having Mr. Billy Franklin, Just CBD. Now, I'm going to throw out here real quick, Billy is innovative. He is a descendant, actually, just learned this morning, of Benjamin Franklin. And that is a big deal in reference to who he is. So I'm going to allow him to introduce himself, and we're going to talk about background and what led him to actually establishing and getting involved in the CBD industry.
All right. Thank you, Orlando. What's up, guys? Billy Franklin here. And so I was born and raised here in the Woodlands, Texas, but I spent probably the last 15 years traveling. So I've basically lived in San Diego, Chicago, D.C., and kind of some spots in between. But I moved back to the Texas area a little over a year ago, and here we are today.
How did you let's start here first. Let's talk about the name, because I love to hear. And when we talk about branding, we're always looking at, the name, if it's catchy, if it's too long. How did you decide the name for your particular company, and what does it mean?
All right. So finding the name was a challenge. It's almost exactly a year ago I was trying to search for a name, and every name I looked for that also had a website tied to it that I liked wasn't available. And so but I took it to thesauruses and really broke it down. But the word ojas in Sanskrit, roughly translated, means peace, vitality, and strength through what you eat. Now, in Spanish, hojas means leaves. Being here in Texas, having a nice, Spanish, ring to it is perfect. And most people do call it hojas CBD. And even though it's not right, it's not wrong. So we have ojas, peace, vitality, and strength through what you eat, the leaves, and then which is of course where the flower of the bud is where our CBD comes from. So it really is the perfect, I guess, double entendre, but I kind of made it a triple entendre, which doesn't really exist, which when you say what do you got there, just CBD. And so it kind of all flows together any way you look at it.
Became catchy. When I consider the relationship that we've been able to forge and build through BizConnect, and there's so many other companies, and when that has now gotten involved, or so many other people that have gotten involved in the CBD oil industry. But knowing you, I know that one, you not only have invested in your business, as well as in yourself, but you're actually vested in the sense of you're a student of this industry, you do your research, and because I have different relationships with so many others throughout BizConnect and people that I've come across, there's a uniqueness in regards to Just CBD. In regards to what you all market, what you sell. I asked you this morning, I wanted to know a little bit more, and I don't want to mess up the name of the words, but talk to me about the beans.
No, not the beans.
What is it?
Not
the
beans. Terpenes.
Terpenes. Okay.
Terpenes. Now there is confusion. We did have some terp beans.
Okay.
And so those terp beans were from the creator of Jelly Belly. He made some CBD infused jelly beans. I sent him some terpenes along with that, so we called them terp beans. So people have gotten confused with terp beans with terpenes. But terpenes aren't a new thing. Terpenes, if you're a chef or cook, you know about terpenes when it comes to flavoring your foods. And then you hear about things where certain food is an aphrodisiac. Well, the reason why it's an aphrodisiac is because the terpenes within the food is making you feel a certain way. So terpenes aren't unique to cannabis. But cannabis has over 100 terpenes within itself, and so as a species of plant, it has the most terpenes, and that's why you see so many different benefits from cannabis. In those legal states where people can smoke the higher THC cannabis, you go into a shop over there and you have all these different choices, all these different options, and really the big difference is the terpene blends. You get some that will make you feel more energetic, some that kind of really calm you down, chill you out, or some that kind of give you the giggles. And really, the cannabinoid levels are the exact same within them, or similar. It's the terpenes that are different.
Sitting here and listening, for me, I am someone who actually believe in the overall, benefits. And some people, still have questions. Some people frown upon it. But I think when people don't have the knowledge or the understanding in relations to a certain product or anything in reference to life, we have the tendency to, be standoffish or question it.
Or shun it away.
Yeah, or shun it away.
Yeah.
But, for you, you're one of those people who actually get the information, you're actually knowledgeable of it, and you're able to share it. And so I love that about you. But there are some things that I think people should know, because you have an edge in this industry because of your background. There are some things that you've done that has led up to you doing this. And so let's talk about your background a little bit.
I watched a YouTube video once. It helped me out a little bit. So which part of the background?
Okay, because you have your company, and when we talk about businesses, most of them want to, they have to get the marketing, that particular strategy, how to brand and things of that nature. But that is actually a part of your background. So you have an edge in this industry.
Well, I started off 20 years ago as a horrible salesperson, and I did a really bad job of it. But I learned how to get good at being good in sales, and I was in direct sales. I'm used to going to my customers.
Okay.
So that kind of got me my edge on talking to you today. 20 years ago, I would have been around the corner hiding. But I had some changes in my life, that really altered how I wanted to do things. So I got tired of going to people for sales. And I'll kind of create a little middle step here that you may not be aware of. But about almost 2.5 years ago, we found an anomaly in my brain. And that little anomaly, we didn't know what it was yet, but we thought it could have been a tumor, cyst, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so we dealt with a couple months of dealing with doctors and neurologists to find out what it was. Now, at that time, I had been taking CBD for almost 3 years. Now, when we got to the neurologist, we found that whatever it was is gone. It's just left a hole in my brain that is now currently filled with brain fluid. And
wow.
I got completely lucky because it went between two different lobes instead of, ruining something within a lobe. It kind of went in between them, so it just kind of pressed them apart. So my biggest side effect is I get dehydrated easily.
Wow.
And I forget some proper nouns. So if I forget your name at BizConnect, that's why. Either way, so when that came up, I was living in the D.C. area. I was managing a solar company.
Mm-hmm.
I had 30 reps under me. We were doing a good job. We're doing over $2 million a month in business. I was living on 20 acres. My next door neighbor is Travis Pastrana. So I get to see all this cool stuff going on. Life is absolutely amazing, but I knew I wasn't doing what I wanted for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I was just out there working for the for the dollar. And when all that came up, it was one of those turning points. It said, what if this had been cancer? What if my life ended because of this right now?
Mm-hmm.
Did I live a good life? Did I do what I'm supposed to do? And the answer was no. And I knew I needed to do something different. I didn't know what it was yet. So I actually did watch a YouTube video and started learning how to do internet marketing. And I got my YouTube education. And I probably watched about 150 hours of YouTube, learned how to work on the back end of Facebook, everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just started watching all the gurus and learning what they were doing. So I started a marketing company. I failed miserably for about 6 months and went completely broke. Came back to Texas with my tail between my legs and less than $100 to get there. Literally, within a week of getting back to Texas, my car got repossessed. I was flat broke, and I was living at an ex-girlfriend's house on her son's former bed that you could feel the springs poking in your neck and your ear. I mean, that's where I was May of 2018.
Wow.
And so that was my lowest point, period. 41 years old, almost homeless if it wasn't for a gift of a friend that helped me out. And I had to go through Lyft and rent a car, lease a car, so I could drive for Lyft, so I could pay for food money, so that I could then get this marketing company going so I could go see people and gain business. You fast forward 3 months. I've got enough clients. I'm bringing in decent income. I was able to buy my own vehicle instead of leasing a vehicle and getting things going. And I see the trend of CBD starting to come about. And at this point, I've already been taking CBD for, close to 4 years at this point. And I saw these basic products. And I was like, why are these guys selling this basic CBD and they're using all these key ingredients that we need, which are the terpenes? And so I was like, I can do this. I can do this better. And I enlisted the help of some friends. We got a small investment, and on December 10th, we were able to open the doors with our own OJIS blend.
You are a true definition of perseverance. You have literally inspired me because there's certain parts of your life that I didn't know and I'm learning today, and I applaud you for not only being transparent, but being able to share this on this platform. It allows others that are watching and that are listening to be encouraged no matter what season they find themselves in, because it's a part of the process. And sometimes trusting the process and not knowing that tragedy becomes the very thing that causes us to triumph and pushes us right where we're supposed to be. And you're now making a difference in the lives of others, and they're great testimonies because we're not just friends, but we're Facebook friends, we're Instagram, we have a relationship. So I know what difference this this particular industry is making, and so I'm glad that is legal. I am glad that I've been able to connect with not just you, Gina Collins, Ursula Shaw, so many people that are actually doing it and making a difference. And it's not about the financial gain, but it's actually about making a difference. And that's what you're doing. So, hats off to you. So what's next for OJIS?
Well, it's expansion for the company, of course, and now it's about, the customers. And, when I first got there, all businesses start based around money. Hey, let's do this, and you make money. But as I started rolling with the business, I started seeing the customers, the changes in their lives, and they had bigger impacts in their lives than I ever had in my life. And that, for me, became the big why. And helping out with a lot of our veterans that are coming in, with their experiences and watching them having an easier life today because of what we provide for them.
Well, you're actually getting ready to embark upon another milestone. You have an event coming up tomorrow, actually. So I want you to give them the information for tomorrow, grand opening, and then also Facebook, Instagram, phone number. How can they get in contact with you? Because I know that people would like to learn a little bit more.
Absolutely. So tomorrow we have a grand opening out on 105 out there by Walden and in between April Sound. It is 18417 Highway 105, suite number 1. And from 10 o'clock until 2 o'clock, we'll be doing our grand opening party, and we're doing some free barbecue provided by another BizConnect owner, Steve. And Biggest. Yes, Biggest Barbecue.
Biggest.
They're
Steve Brixman.
Yep, they're going to be supporting our barbecue tomorrow, so thank you, Steve. Appreciate you. And then we're going to do our grand opening party tomorrow out there, and so come see us all day. We'll be hanging out, having a good time, throwing some barbecue, free samples, and of course discounts all day while we're out there. We're going to do 20% off for every product while we're out there. If you are a veteran, you get 25% off all products. And speaking of which, we give free CBD to veterans. So if you're a veteran, I want you to go to my website right now. It's ojascbd.com, OJASCBD.com. Click on Veterans Program. Just put your name down there. Once your name comes up, you get a free bottle. And so that's just something we've done for our veterans. It was actually a veteran that introduced me to CBD 5 years ago. He literally passed away a month after I opened the business. And when that happened, I created this program for him.
Wow. Hats off to all of our veterans. We're getting ready to honor and salute you in the next few days, but we want to do that today and say thank you for your service, as well as our first responders. There's so many people that are making a difference, but most importantly, you're doing just that. Billy Franklin, thank you for sharing OJIS with us and all the information. If you did not get it, please know that it'll be on our website. Also on my page, Orlando Daniels. Connect with us. Stay connected. KNLY 91.1 The Boss. Nobody does it bigger or better. You all be blessed. Enjoy your weekend.